I think we are live. There's a massive delay from my OBS streaming system, but I think we are live. Oh no, that is just me checking my shit. There was a little bit of an echo going on. I thought my shit was lagging for a second. I still look like Thanos though. Still look like Thanos from my webcam. I don't
Why
know
do you
what's
keep
going
saying
on.
that?
Because I look like I'm being snapped away. So I still got my Thanos shit going on right now. I don't know why it's lagging so much. You don't see that?
Well, I think the aura around you is doing that just because of the background.
Nah, but it wasn't doing that before. My shit was a lot clearer before. I don't know.
I think that's how it works.
It doesn't.
I was just using that joint today for an interview. It just kind of gives you like a little fuzzy.
Nah, but see, my shit is 4K, so it's a little different.
I think we have the exact same webcam.
It's a little different over here.
I think we have the exact same webcam.
I think I think it's a little different over here.
No,
I got the 4K. You got the 3.5K. You feel me?
It's not a thing.
That's definitely a thing. Anyway, okay. So I wanted to tell you that. Oh, y'all a little early. Lucky I'm on spring break. What up, Polo Boy? Always on the stream. My guy's always on the stream. I know we are a little earlier than I expected. We actually set this for 7, and then I didn't watch Bel Air. So yeah, had to, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, no wig, no chain. Not feeling Jerome right now. Not feeling Jerome right now. Not feeling Jerome.
No. You can't switch up now that you don't like the character. You got to commit. You got to commit.
What?
You took the role.
Nah, bro.
I'm
not feeling Jerome right now.
Need to see it through.
No, I don't.
Got to see it through.
No.
So that mean you a op? Just a op, bro.
I can't play Jerome, but actually be on Franklin's side. That playing both sides shit, that's that shit I don't like.
Sure you can, nigga. Just do it.
Yo. Alright. Anyway. Alright, so I think we I don't know how many we got right now. It don't show me what's going on. I know we got Polo Boy in the building, so I'm ready to start when you are.
I'm good. Good to go.
Are we starting with Snowfall like we always do, or you want to switch it up this time?
Sure. Snowfall.
Alright. Snowfall, Season 6, Episode 4, Projects Boy. Veronique and her scamming-ass mama is on a play. They got a guy from King Independent Financial Services, a place that I had never heard of, meeting with the mama so that she can keep him out of the office while the secretary steals documents and gets them over to V. The guy dips out on Veronique's mama early and heads back, but not before V employs some quick thinking and ties him up while the secretary fumbles the keys like 15 times. That shit pissed me off.
First of all, when Dave first was in the back of that car taking pictures of them documents and stuff, I thought that was the beginning of her collecting information on Franklin. I was like, they're right. They knew it all along. She's a op. She's a fed. She's a fed. She works for the FBI. But then I kept watching and I was like, oh no, this is a scam. This is what they do. This is their talent.
Yeah.
And then the lady dropping the keys was a little extra. That was a little extra.
Like, a little extra. That was super extra. She was wild.
I need you to get a move on.
Like your job depends on this, and probably your good livelihood. Stop dropping the keys.
Jesus.
Seems they got information, but Franklin doesn't seem too happy with the info after spending 3 weeks on this. They spent 3 weeks and they find out that Teddy was behind the transfers.
All right. We found out that the only person that knows where your money is Teddy. I'd have been pissed the fuck off too. I'd be like, I'm sorry, what? What you just tell me? Huh? You said, who got my money? I'm going to jump all over you. What's wrong with you? We all knew that. We knew that before I didn't put together this whole scam. You ought to find this dude. Facts. I'd have been mad too.
Yeah. Mad as hell. 3 weeks on this?
He's in constant anxiety because he entrusted his money to a lifelong scammer. Left her own child in a jail in Cape Town.
A family of scammers.
like left her in jail as an adolescent
Yeah.
off of a play.
Yeah.
You think she won't rob your black ass? And that's what he's thinking the whole time. Like, hey, yo, I know exactly how grimy you are. So if you did that to your own blood, your own daughter, that can't, your flesh of your
You
flesh,
can't trust that.
yeah, fam,
You can't trust that.
You can talk all about, oh, I want to be the sweet grandmama, all you want. But I know you. I see you.
The scamming is in your blood.
His anxiety is high around this whole situation right now.
Nathan Moore says Franklin is spiraling. Absolutely. But he's got good reason to. All right. Lee is in the projects and he hears arguing, helicopters. He sees that a light's been shot out on the ground. His homeboy's missing school, his homeboy Einstein, and he doesn't even know if he wants to go to college.
Yeah, he didn't turn into a whole loser with Lee gone. Like his damn motivation for life just went right. It went right on the plane with Leon.
Yeah.
As soon as he went to Africa, he was on his. Well, I guess I could just sell these drugs for the rest of my life. Like, yo, what? What happened? You had so much promise.
No, not anymore.
All of a sudden, he come talking about, oh, I don't know if I want. Like, I don't know if I like that for his character. That like, he's not a true intellectual. He just happens to be good at math.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like he has to learn all this extra stuff. He can't fill out a college application. I like math. I don't like writing. Math good. Writing bad. Leon show Poindexter writing.
Einstein.
Yo, fam, I'm feeling like, yo, bruh. This man basically running the finances for your entire operation. He's smarter than that. Like, he knows why he should want to go to college. He knows how to fill out an application. If he's thinking about not going, it should be a little bit more complicated than learning hard, math easy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they way oversimplified that. I get it. They were trying to match it with the theme of like the projects going to shit once Leon left.
Yeah, and he's a product of his environment.
Yeah, but at the same time, even in those situations, you have people who rise above that, regardless of who's around to give them a helping hand or encourage them to do it. And it's usually people who show talent the way Homeboy does.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There are plenty of people with talent who fail in the hood, but it's also the ones that who make it out usually have something to pull on. So, like, I didn't feel like it was necessary to make him such a bewildered person to the point where he was considered staying.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Polo Boy says he thinks that smart dude's going to die for Leon's motivation. I think Wanda's going to die for his motivation, but that's just me. That's just me. All right.
Should have stayed in Uganda, bro.
Ghana.
I was Ghana, wasn't it? Okay, yeah. Anyway, either way,
in
you should have stayed
in Africa.
Yeah.
Anyway, KGB man is in a hotel with another man, so bro is gay, I guess. Can't say I'm super surprised about it though.
The mustache.
He gave off the vibes. Definitely gave off the vibes.
Bleach wash jeans. It was very what's dude's name? Very Freddie Mercury of him.
Yeah. Yep. 6L.
Very YMCA.
6L says Unc is dying for show. Oh no, man.
Oh, he gotta get got. He done went full heel over here messing around with Louis. He has to get his.
Can he redeem himself at any level?
If he can get Louis out the way.
So he has to kill Louis for his redemption.
You want to clean all this up? Why don't you dead this? You're not gonna be able to touch Franklin. You're not gonna be able to get Louis to stop because the minute you assert yourself, she's gonna try to cuck you. So, what's the only thing that you could possibly do to get this out of here? You gotta pull a Scully. Either give her up or handle it yourself. But you might have to pull a Scully, fam, because she's raging. She's out of control.
Yeah, for sure.
She done got this thing in a disarray. So now, not only are you worried about Franklin, but now you worry about Franklin and Kane.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like you got all of this going on, and it's all in the back of Louis' ambition. Louis wanted to be big dog. Louis wanted to have control. And you know what? I seen a video. I will shout the creator out if I remember. We might have to talk about it on a pod. But they were talking about some of the reasons why that may be, and going back into the early seasons to figure out how we got here with Louis. You gotta think, before Louis got with Jerome, she was turning tricks.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was with Jerome, and then her situation with Jerome got a little sketchy, and then she was back with Paula. And then when she was with Paula, and Paula had seen that she had a little bit for herself when she had first started working for Franklin, she was constantly trying to use that over her, constantly trying to reassert, like, oh, what you think you think you the shit now, like trying to put her back in her place.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until after she killed Claudia
Mm-hmm.
that she started taking ownership over her own shit, like not trying to be a team player anymore, wanting to be a boss. And it's all off the heels of her not having any control over her life in the beginning before Jerome, and then almost losing it again in the midst of her trying to make her climb with Claudia again. So like she's just like, yeah, and then she gets shot from Franklin,
Yeah.
messing around with Franklin, being one of his distributors. So it's just a lot that have led to Louis wanting to be her own person. The stuff where I'm still lost on is where the choice to stand in pure opposition of Franklin for no other reason than making yourself your own boss. Oh, it's not personal, it's business. But you're working with my op. So that's very personal.
Yeah.
And the only reason why she chose to do that is because it put her in a better financial position to be on her own. And it didn't really have anything to do with anything really to what was going to make her safe long term. She's not considering that. She just wants to feel like she's the boss.
Right.
She wants to feel protected. She wants to have that shroud of security.
She's ambitious
of not having a
beyond her
direct
means.
boss. Yeah.
And beyond her own skills and abilities.
She doesn't want a direct handler. And when Franklin got shot by Mel and he was in rehab, when they was running things with Reed kind of placated her. He treated her like an equal. You know what I mean? Because he knows I have to keep it going right now while Saint recovers. And then how does it benefit me to start grooming her? I work with Saint. So when Saint comes back, it's going to be him. But she's thinking, oh, well, everything went fine when it was just me and Reed. Ain't nobody get shot. I didn't get shot. Mm-hmm. We wasn't in no wars. Everything was fine when it was just me and Reed. Yeah. So really, I guess the problem is just Franklin. It's just kind of this weird deductive reasoning that she then got into based off her experiences. It still doesn't land me at, okay, yeah, $20,000 on my nephew's head. It doesn't land me there. I still feel like that's a sharper turn than what I felt like was natural, but it makes a little bit more sense when you put the early seasons into context.
You watching too many Mark Dark videos. Anyway, all right.
I don't know if it was Mark Dark. I would have remembered if that was his channel, but it was somebody.
6L also says that Unc is dying in the next 3 episodes, which I ain't jacking it.
We don't have that much time, so you have to. You have to get it.
3 episodes? Nah. Unc is staying until episode 10, and if he dies in episode 10, I can see that. Or I'll give leeway. I'll give leeway to 9.
One of them is going to die early.
Oh, I can see that.
So if it's not Unc, it's Louis. And if it's
Louis, you think one of them?
Hallelujah.
You think one of them is dying early?
Yeah,
Jerome or Louis?
Louis or Jerome is going to die early.
I don't know that, man.
They're going to get caught early.
I don't know that, man.
Because, man, you accepted for Leon and Wanda. You don't think they're going to wait till the last episode to kill one of them? Why the hell? What makes their couple so special?
Because at least
to get this work too.
At least in that case, it gives Leon motivation to rise in the projects, because it's probably going to be Big Dion that does it. And as we can see, their position already, their shit already escalated.
With Louis and Jerome, one of them dying is going to push this conflict with Franklin to a head. Right now, they're just going back at each other, shooting at each other, and that could go on. That's redundant. That could go on until episode 10. I don't feel like that's what they're doing. I feel like at one point, somebody, honestly, I could see it being Sissy too.
You know what?
I can see it being Sissy, but out of Jerome, Louis, and then somebody close to Franklin, is going to get hit to bring this thing to a head. Okay, we're not doing this no more. I'm about to find you, and either I'm gonna kill you or you gonna kill me. That's the point that they're gonna get to.
Now you know what? I'm just now realizing we're on episode 4, and there are
Yeah,
only
fam, we
6 episodes
we're here.
left. I'll give it 4 episodes. Within the next 4 episodes, it'll happen because you know how
I
Snowfall
say
likes to
one
go
of them
in on
catches
8,
a
9, and
bullet.
10.
One of them catches a bullet, and because you're not about to. This is the last
Somebody
season.
will catch a bullet for
This is
sure.
this is the last
I don't know
season.
that it would be
We're
Jerome or
all
Louis.
gas. We're all gas, no breaks. We don't have any time to be slow. This is it.
Right.
This is it. So
Jer-
you're going to get something that gut punches you a lot earlier than what happens in the last 2 episodes.
Okay, so then that being Wanda or Leon's death, because nobody wants to see either one of those.
Yeah, but it's kind of obvious at this point, right? I mean, that one feels more obvious. It's not a gut punch if you've seen it happening for 2 seasons now.
All right. Nathan Moore seems to think that Leon dies and Wanda goes back to drugs. I can actually see that as well. I can see that.
If Leon dies, yeah, she's definitely going back to the rock.
For sure.
Definitely. My question is, why the fuck are they staying in the projects? Like, you can't stay somewhere else and then go back to the projects every day. Hey, fam, if you are going back and forth between Ghana and LA, like at your leisure, you got a little bit more money. You could stay somewhere other than the jets, man.
But what else do they? Okay, fair enough.
Like, you definitely didn't have to walk back in here and stay in somebody's apartment. That's all I'm saying.
Or in the projects.
At all.
All right. 6L says Frank going to take out Teddy's pops, which we will talk about that here in we'll talk about that for the next episode. All right.
Is Teddy gonna care though? Is he gonna give it to him? Like, is he gonna give him his money back if he threatens his dad?
He shouldn't.
I don't think he would.
No, it might pull at his strings a little bit, but ultimately, his dad is already fucking done with him. So like,
thank you. I was about to say, based off their last conversation, is Reed really gonna give a damn if Franklin is like, hey yo, I got your pops? He need to get Parissa.
That's why we will.
He need to get his hands
that's why we will talk about this in a second. All right. Let's see. Nathan also says if Louis dies, Franklin dies too. I'm convinced Franklin's not dying. Franklin
is Freeway. We know Franklin doesn't die.
Franklin will experience heartache because he won't get the family that he's fighting for.
Yeah, it's probably going to be dealing with Veronique and her mom and the baby in some way or shape or form. I keep hanging on to the idea that we actually did see this baby on the ultrasound, so we know the baby exists. And that's the one thing that keeps me from thinking like, damn, she's about to run out on me. Yeah, because I'm like, hey, yo, the whole thing is a long play, right? But we actually saw the baby in her stomach. So I'm hopeful for my boy Franklin. We know his line probably ends in jail for some determinate amount of time.
Yeah.
If we're still doing the loosely based on Freeway Rick Ross life thing, then he gets caught up.
Unless FX decided to just go a completely different route. Since John Singleton isn't here anymore. RIP.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe.
All right. A girl is passed out and some idiot spray paint all over her, and Wanda realizes she is in hell.
Hey, yo. Niggas are doing jackass shit in the early 90s. See, they always stole stuff from black people. We was doing jackass stuff in the projects back in the 90s before Steve-O was born.
Facts.
That was crazy as hell. That was crazy.
As fuck. She is still alive, and you are spray painting her until she dies. Relax. Tony Robinson, what up, my guy? All right.
What up, Tony?
Veronique is upset at Franklin for snapping. Franklin wants to be there with them to ensure that they're doing their job and not stealing his fucking money.
I would have wanted to go too. I'm like, hey man, I don't trust nothing about your mama talking about she was about to walk. The fuck she was. Hey, if you was about to come into $7.5 million, you can cuss me all the hell you want. Cuss me every day if you want to, as long as you're still paying me.
Facts.
Talking about she almost walked. Oh, see, that makes me more suspicious of your ass. You up here trying to feed me this story about it was almost over with. She almost left. She almost said no to the $7 million.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, all right.
uh, Tony Robinson said, just got back from the grocery store and my jacket is wetter than Steve Harvey's bottom lip. Yeah. You. Hell no.
That's nuts.
Oh, shit. All right. Franklin pulls up on Kane, who is moving along pretty well with his physical therapy. He's already fucking walking. Franklin wants to see Bro's cookhouses because Kane's processes seem to have some sort of delay. Kane gives him some shit, but eventually agrees because he knows there's something going on.
Yeah, he there because he can't be over Veronique's shoulder, so he needs something else to do with his time.
I
He
mean, but the
said, I
money
will
is
go to
slowing
the
up.
cookhouse and cook myself and mint it.
Facts.
Nigga, I will stank up this Armani to go make this work.
Man, what? Of course. KGB man's boss and I think he met up with his boss is what I meant to say, and they went to make a move on Teddy after their last mistake. KGB man wants to move away from Sissy and Franklin and push on Gustavo, aka Oso, who already has his own current shadow on his ass. So like, now we're gonna have KGB and DEA on his ass. Okay.
Yeah, they put my boy Oso in a vice.
Yeah.
He ain't got nowhere to go. He about to lose his mind. He looking over his shoulder. He looking at every person he see like, are you DEA? Are you KGB? You with weed or you CIA?
Yikes. Yikes.
Yeah, no, he tripping out right now. I could just imagine like having CIA, DEA, and KGB all pulling you in different directions, and you can't tell nobody for real. Well, he's been telling the DEA what's going on with the CIA, but the other two, he's just like, hey, fuck.
Yeah. And it's
So what's the
ruining
most
his
viable
life.
option? Do I play state witness and go WITSEC with the DEA? Do I throw my lot in with Reed and for better or worse just stick it out with him? Do I throw my lot in with the damn Russians? You know what I'm saying? And try to get some money and some fake papers and make it on my own?
Sheesh. Decisions.
Options, yeah.
All right. Parissa has clearly been pondering about her own traumatic event. Teddy wants Homegirl to move in with him, and she accuses him of using the KGB as an excuse and promptly declines because he's got his own shit to worry about. Speaking of which, Teddy has two options: shut down his entire operation or dip out the country with 70 plus million. Teddy then asks if she'll go with him if he flees the country, and she says, and I quote, "Fam, get a fucking plan together. Make that shit happen, and then I'll think about it."
That's not what she said.
She said that verbatim.
She didn't say that.
She did.
There was a point though in what he was saying about what he would have to do, what his options were, and his exact words were Carterize the operation.
Yeah.
To what degree? So, I mean, I guess obviously Louis would be number one because she's the last person, or excuse me, Franklin, then Louis, because those would be the two distributors that can verify what was going on here and who it was being done by. So, obviously, they got to go. Jerome has to go. Sissy has to go.
Sure.
You gonna kill Oso? Oso he is not a part of this operation in any official capacity. He's been your lackey. You have never officially got him under the umbrella with the CIA. You yourself are not officially under the CIA umbrella.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, are you going to kill Oso?
I say no. He's not going to kill Oso for the simple fact that he has a soft place in his heart for a family and knows Oso has a whole fucking family.
What if he finds out he's talking to the DEA?
Well, then at that point, he got to do what he's got to do, you know? He's got a job to do.
Because I'm thinking about that. I'm like, damn, how many people would he have to kill to carterize the operation to make sure it couldn't lead back to him?
Every fucking body.
Louis, Jerome,
everybody.
Franklin, and Oso. And if he got through that list without anybody capping his ass, I would be so disappointed. Oh, so disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah, because everybody at
Somebody
this point
should
knows
tell
Teddy.
Franklin that bro is not a legit cop anymore, is what he should do. Because I think he would find a way to go after him a little bit more aggressively.
Yeah, but who would know that? Who would know that to tell Franklin?
Yeah, you're right. Well, also now is now.
Yeah, yep. Ange Holloway from left field wants to ask, who is more beautiful, Ashanti or Alicia Keys? Hard choice. Both women are beautiful. The answer is Ashanti, but...
I was going to say Ashanti.
Okay, all right. I didn't know if you were going to answer. But yes, the answer is Ashanti. All right. Sissy notices someone in her crib and pulls out the fire. Wanda walks out and Sissy almost has a heart attack. Turns out Wanda just wanted to get some of her shit. Wanda then admits to Sissy that she's struggling with the projects because there's so much rock around. Sissy
was like, Wanda, you back on that shit? You still on the end?
Sissy advises her to find something that's bigger than herself and stay busy with it.
Yeah, okay. Y'all better check up on Wanda. You about to crack.
She is already going through it.
Literally about to crack. About to crack out.
Facts.
She said it's everywhere in the jets. It's on me. It's on me, Miss Saint. It's on my back.
All right. Franklin pulls up at the cookhouse. He accuses niggas of just playing. A little nigga tests Franklin's gangster and even calls him out by his government. Franklin then puts that nigga's grill on a grill like ballpark Franks, kicks everybody out, but then one guy comes back to work.
Most confusing part of this episode. I'm like, if this would have happened in season 1 or 2, yeah, who the fuck this skinny nigga? Who is this?
Sure.
Bam, you in the cook spot for... You're in the cook spot for
Kane.
What's dude's name?
Kane.
For Kane. Okay. Everything that has just happened with Kane. Him getting shot, him helping try to go after Louis and Jerome. You know exactly who this man is.
He admitted to knowing who he was.
Yeah, I know who you are. You don't give a damn. Who the fuck?
Yeah, he deserved that.
So you're Frogger. You like playing in traffic. You a traffic.
You like playing with your life.
Yeah, that's because that's the only way that makes sense. Yeah, I'm a not so smart nigga, and I like to play with my life because you would never talk to Kane like that. You would never talk to Kane like that. So what makes you think you can pop fly to a nigga that Kane sent over there to you? Most confusing part of this episode. I was like, where is this going?
Oh, it went somewhere.
Season 1 Franklin? Oh yeah, cool. Yeah. It was niggas talking shit. Bruh, he opened up a development project downtown and he's a dope dealer. What are you talking about?
Facts. Polo Boy said Big Saint, not the little one. This colder.
It was the wrong Saint he was trying.
This colder than when he pistol whipped one dude in front of the crew in season 2. Oh, absolutely. Oh, I do remember.
Or when he shot homeboy in the warehouse when he first pulled everybody together.
Yeah, I think that's what he's talking about.
Like if that's when that happened, okay. If it happened around that era, yeah, he don't got his name out,
sure.
bruh.
Nah, bruh.
You type of nigga to talk shit to Pablo Escobar, huh?
Facts. He said, "Cook that nigga." I was like, "Oh shit." All right, I see.
Ain't nobody better talk about my cook spot.
I'm like, oh, all right, I see what we're talking about, Frank.
Hey, do it with the water. Okay.
All right. Einstein explains that he's interested in going to college to Big Dion. And of course, Dion tells him to chill out on all that and then pays him extra, basically to stay in the hood with him.
Hey, you could just see this slow nigga's brains twirling. Like, he's seen the application. He started talking to him about it. Like, man, you do all this shit around here. You fill out them tax forms. You count our money. Oh shit. Hey bro, fuck that college shit. You just gonna go in there and have them tell you shit that you already know, bro. Here goes some money. Stay here.
Whew. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a fact. That's a
Cause I
fact.
don't know shit about shit. I don't know anything.
That
I
man
don't
is
know
your
nothing.
entire business right there. Aside from the salespeople, he is your entire business.
And so if we were going to do the injustice of making him a simple Negro and not understand why he needs to get out of there, I guess his conversation with Big D kind of pushes him closer to Leon's side, and he eventually goes over there and tries to get right. I just didn't like the everybody in the hood doesn't want to stay there.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean? And it's like Lee ain't the only one in that neighborhood that can do some right and move out of there. That is where I thought we were focusing on that character, and they kind of just made him typical in that way.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. But he's a young kid, so I mean.
Sure.
Leon pulls up on Big Dion to explain that the lights should be replaced that he shot out. Big Dion declines and then shots ring out. That's when Einstein gives Leon a look like, nah, I need to get the fuck out of here. This shit is trash.
Yeah.
The little nigga from the cookhouse pulled up on Kane, and Kane is not hearing none of the shit he's talking about. Kane calls Frank a hoe, but the hoe makes money. And since Kane likes money, he's keeping him around. Which, I don't think that's how this works, but we'll go along with it.
That's how he sees it. He sees it as that Franklin is useful, which is if you go make money like that, it's an advantageous way of thinking about stuff.
Sure.
I can war with this man, potentially lose my life or the lives of people who protect me, or we can find a way to make some money together and we can both stay alive. Seems like a no-brainer to me. So he like, yeah, man, let the hoe work the stroll. And you just sit there and collect the money at the end. You don't need to talk. You out of line.
Way out of
You got your feelings hurt.
And your cheek.
I even sent Rick with the man to verify that it was coming out of my mouth. Yep. But again, you big and bad today for some reason. Somebody put the battery in your back and you on go.
Yeah.
You on go. So you went right where you was headed.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of which, the little nigga comes to Louie and Jerome with information on where Kane is.
Pussy. Oh my God.
So pussy. He also says the magic words of fuck Kane and fuck your nephew too.
And fuck your nephew too while we out of here go Louie.
And Jerome's face. That shit pissed me off. I'm like, bro, that's your fucking nephew.
Yeah, Unc might be a goner, man. Unc might just be a goner. I feel like he can redeem himself if he goes Scully. If you just go Scully, man, cut that Jada out your life, fam.
That Jada, damn, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
man. Hey, look, go full Scully. Hey, look, Franklin, I don't want to do this no more. You are my blood. This is somebody's crazy ambition, and it doesn't even make sense to me anymore. Louis is going to be at the club between this hour and this hour. If it ain't done tonight, then I'll see you when I see you. But go ahead and do it.
There's a good chance of that happening because when she first started to get too ambitious, Jerome was like, "The fuck are you on?"
This goes back all the way back to when they tried to push into Little Rock.
Yeah,
they was going into Little Rock. He like, man, why are we doing this? We're just about to bring them all the bullshit that we had back out in LA out here to Arkansas. Why are we doing this?
Yep.
Like, you said you wanted to be alone. You wanted to be your own boss. Not that you wanted to be bigger than Franklin.
Yeah.
Not that you was trying to compete
Not you
and
want
become
to be Franklin.
Yeah, like, I thought him being so big and him being so ambitious is what put your life in jeopardy in the first place. So you're going to try to be a female version of Franklin.
Yeah, basically.
As long as people are trying to kill you based off of your decisions, you're fine with it. But if it's off of your boss's decisions, then that's a problem.
Yeah. Big Dion talks shit about Leon and Wanda while they're in the projects. As Wanda explains her day and what she had going on, Leon's focus is clearly on them. He then explains that he maybe made a mistake bringing them back to LA. You think? Fam, the shit that Big Dion was saying about Wanda was absolutely wild.
Dog, dog, ain't no way, ain't no way. See, that's what y'all wanted. That's what y'all want me to do. Y'all want me to sit there like Leon did and just get a kiss, as he's talking about how many times he had sex with my wife.
He said, and I quote, "Man, I done hit
Whoever
that
wrote
shit
that
so
was
many
on Chris Rock's
times."
side.
Oh, facts, facts.
Whoever wrote this shit was on Chris Rock's side for sure.
He said, "Man, I done hit that shit so many times. That shit probably dry as hell." Called her community pussy.
Oh, get the burner! Get here! I'm
Oh
airing
man.
you out. What? In public, in front of.
That shit was wild.
I'm
Nope.
pulling out the big guns. I'm pulling them out.
Facts.
I'm about to light you up. I'm about to light you up. There's no way. There's no way. Oh, that's your wife now? Yeah. Like the embarrassing look away, like we just gonna pretend I didn't just hear that. Fam,
He
get
is
up, stand
yelling it.
up.
He is yelling it across the street.
Stand up. Stand up. Stop letting me go get that nigga. Go get
Facts.
him.
Facts. Facts.
I'm like, ain't no way. You know how many times I done hit y'all. Come here. Come tell me. Come tell. What's wrong with you, Lee?
Whew.
Never.
Yikes.
Not my wife. I don't care what the hell it is you think about civility or fighting in front of white people or what the hell ever. Never in my life would I ever let an individual speak that way, no matter what y'all did. I don't give a damn. I don't care if I went and got her off the stroll last night. Ain't no way you about to say that in front of me.
Big facts. Big facts. Teddy is making sure that Oso keeps their spot secure. As Oso leaves, Teddy looks a little suspicious. That's when Oso gets to the crib and his wife asks about where he was. They speak Spanish, so I don't know what the fuck they said, and then Oso leaves.
But you could probably tell what the hell happened.
For sure.
I don't think you needed to speak Spanish to know what the hell happened.
I don't know what they said. I don't know what the fuck they said.
Cabrón. You gotta get out. I don't want you here no more.
No, I have no idea what she said, bro. I don't speak Spanish.
That was pretty much it.
I know.
This is too much, Gustavo. No, it's not okay. You need to get out.
He then heads to the bar and has his eye on the bartender. Yeah, if you're looking for me, I'm at the... No? All right. KGB man.
The way he was talking to him, go ahead.
No. KGB man is pounding down shots with the boy. And then my boy mentions Oso's problem with the CIA and the DEA. Oso now realizes who the fuck is sitting next to him. And Franklin's deal with Oso might be up because, I mean, obviously he's got KGB man right in his pocket. He can't give Franklin any other information than that. Or Franklin can't give him any other information than what KGB man has. So that deal between Franklin and Oso might be done.
But I don't think Franklin actually wanted to tell him who the hell that man was. I don't think he
unless it came to
Oso involved.
He just wanted Teddy, and I don't think he's going to get that through Oso now.
Well, because he's trying to get him arrested. He's trying to get Teddy arrested. So he really been playing everybody this whole time because he's been pitching the idea that he was going to kill Teddy to Cece and to Franklin. And so he had no intention. He just wanted to get him caught up. I think there's a way for everybody to get what they want. Like, dead CIA agent found in warehouse with illicit drugs and money.
And the CIA doesn't have to fund this shit anymore because there is no... Yeah.
So I think there's a way for everybody to get what they want. Franklin can get his piece. Oso can get away. The DEA can get the CIA, or at least the association of Reed with the CIA in this operation. And then the KGB gets the opposite side of their war dismantled. As long as Reed goes down and he's found in that warehouse, I think everybody everybody's good.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Like, literally, there should be a coalition between the DEA, Oso, and Franklin right
Yo.
now to make
And
this
the
shit
KGB.
and the
Yeah.
KGB. Everybody
Yo.
wants Reed.
Yeah.
They should all just team the fuck up and make this shit happen.
Facts. Make it happen now. But
Everybody gains from him going down.
But because of his suspicion, it turns out Teddy is outside taking photos now of KGB man.
I'm so tired of that. So, like, he's like Superman or something. He always finds a way to get out of his shit. So you see how they will give Reed that
Spidey sense?
luckier than ever. Yeah, but then we talking about Poindexter, who's extraordinarily intelligent, but doesn't have the wherewithal to say, nah, I should probably apply to college. You know what I'm saying? Reed can find any coming threat, no matter how far, how advanced. But Homeboy doesn't know how to write why he wants to go to school.
Yep. Because dumb black's gonna dumb black.
You feel me?
Apparently.
Like, what are we doing? What is happening here?
All right. Leon makes sure that the lights are fixed in the projects. Veronique and her mama is on the way towards the next steps of the plan. And the DEA is raiding the warehouse tomorrow. As Kane and Franklin are arguing... Oh, go ahead. Sorry. I was going to move on.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, as Kane and Franklin are arguing, shots ring off in the house. Turns out it is Homeboy with the burnt-ass cheek. So...
They so grimy. They was like, oh, you know where he at? Well, then go get him.
Yeah. Yep. And that shit fails.
Hey, it's a crash dummy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
If all I gotta do is put a gun in your hand, you're a crash dummy. And that's exactly what Homeboy was. He wasn't long for this world.
Oh,
he was street food. He was street food.
He is also a person who was too ambitious beyond their means and beyond their skills and abilities.
Damn, are you asking for a promotion? Or what are you doing right now with your chest out like you not a peon? It was just the weirdest thing.
Oh, he's just a hating ass nigga. That's really all.
Then the nigga that you tried to set up shot you in your cranium and spit on you on his way out the back door.
Yep. And he can barely walk. Terrible.
That's embarrassing.
Very.
You was worried about your cheek. You better be worried about your mama seeing your dome at your funeral.
Facts. Nathan Moore says the director of this episode was watching John Wick. Yeah, that scene was was kind of crazy. They also must have been watching Friday because of this next scene. As Leon and Wanda help Einstein, shots ring off and it's Big Dion shooting the lights back out. Leon goes to fight Big Dion, and this is basically Debo versus Craig, but shot better. That's all it was. That's how I saw it.
Kinda, yeah. I would say that it was basically the Craig and Debo fight.
Wanda in the background screaming, "Craig, get up!" I mean, Leon, get up!
Get up, baby! Go get up! I was like, hey, Wanda, first of all, if you gonna cheer, don't start fucking crying when I'm losing, okay? You better get me hyped and cheer for me. She was like, go, Leon, get him. And then when Leon got on the ground, she was like, Leon. I was like, hey, yo, don't tell me that I'm losing that bad while I'm on the bottom. You need to cheer like we at the Coliseum. Like I'm a gladiator.
Yo, like I'm Adonis Creed right now.
Back to your feet. Like, she got so sympathetic. I was like, hey, yo, he probably think he losing bad. He was just rolling around on the ground for a large part of it. Like,
yeah. And it's not like Leon didn't get any licks off. Like, he got a lot. Well, obviously he won the fight later on, but still, like,
he was getting some dude head with a bottle. It was very Craig-esque. Very Craig-esque.
So yeah, that was the episode. Any thoughts?
So that makes him now the new leader of the projects. He beat a nigga. He did challenge day out in the playground.
Yo, so challenge day in the projects.
4-year falls in the playground.
If there's challenge day in the projects, then Killmonger has no reason to go to Wakanda.
Hey yo, we should do that as a way of diffusing our conflicts. We have challenge day.
They don't already do that? Don't they have like where you can square away your fades with in the boxing ring or some shit in the hood? No, I feel like they do that already.
I was thinking more like some actual Wakanda shit. Like we just put the guns down And then instead of doing that, you sign your name up for a challenge day,
They
and
do
we
that.
just get up the guy.
They do that, but it's boxing gloves.
What you
Like
love.
they throw in the boxing
For
gloves.
real?
Yeah, settle fades. In some places, and I don't know how
Interesting.
often it happens, but that's the thing.
Like in an official capacity?
Uh, it's not like the city sponsors it, but somebody sponsors it. It's an
We should
event.
sponsor it. We should sponsor it.
We'll see. Polo
We'll talk
Boy.
about it later.
Polo Boy says Big D is going to try to get it back in blood. Yeah. Yep.
It doesn't bother me because he's stupid. So anything that he tries to do, Leon should see coming from a mile away. He's not very smart. He got handed the position that he was ruling over, and we obviously know who was keeping the operation going truly, and it wasn't him.
The entire
So like
operation.
I'm not very worried about the shot he's gonna take because it's gonna be a very obvious one. If a nigga can run at you with his hand cocked back like this and still hit you, Lee, you deserve to go. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. All right, let's take a look at Snowfall Season 6, Episode 5. So, I was going to try to pull up the trailer, but Discord hates me apparently. But Franklin confronts Teddy's father. Leon solidifies control of the projects. So,
Ooh, he going to go get daddy. He's going to get his father.
he's going to get information from Teddy's father. I don't think he's going to kill him. Because like we said
I don't think he's
before,
gonna kill him either because I think he's going to realize after having a quick conversation with Teddy's dad
he don't
that he don't give a good goddamn about him. He don't give a damn. He gonna be like, now he might fuck around and call Reed from the house. Maybe that was that conversation that they was having. Like, hey yo, I'm gonna tell you one last time, homie. Run me my bread. No? Okay. You about to find out that your daddy got found hanging in his garage the next day or something. Like you playing with me. I don't know why.
Yo.
I don't know why. You stole $70 million from this man.
Yeah. Yep.
He just out here living like he can't be touched, y'all.
And he's planning to leave with it.
Hiding. He hasn't even left the city. He's conducting business with Franklin's aunt, who he's trying to kill actively.
Yeah. In broad daylight.
Yo, if y'all didn't think Reed walked into this season with his shit swinging, feeling like he was the man, hey, walking around when you stole $70 million from the biggest drug dealer in your city and being out in public is nuts. Yeah. It's nuts. Even for a CIA agent. Because people die every day.
Facts. Leon solidifying control of the projects, though. I wonder what that means, because, like, did he not? Is it not over with? He got to do more?
He's probably about to kill D. That's probably what it means. He's probably about to kill D.
Sure.
Which, sure. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He got my dude. He got Black Diamond killed. So.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. No. It's off of that nigga's head. Dad for Dad. R.I.P. Alton. Yo.
Yeah.
I can see that. I can kind of see that.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Yep.
How did I miss that?
I missed it too.
Damn. I'm gonna kill your daddy. Send his body to Cuba.
That would be a interesting turn of events for sure.
Bury him next to my father.
You kill my father. Come see how this shit feels. Click.
Hey,
bow.
Hey. No, he has to then. That solidifies it for me. How did I forget about Alton? It's because they don't talk about him. Like literally, yo, Louis. So not only robbing Franklin, but killing Alton wasn't enough for you?
Yep. Yeah.
Murdering Alton after he let him go. After he made a deal with Franklin to let him leave with CC in peace. He went and killed him. That's not enough for you? That's what I'm saying, dog. Her power is more important than her longevity. I fully believe that if Louis don't live nothing but another 10 years, she feels like she's a success because she lived them 10 years for herself.
Yeah.
That's how I feel like she's looking at it. Facts. It's not longevity I'm going for. It's not to get out of the life. That's not what I'm going for. I'm looking to live my life for me. because I was never able to do so before. So if I die in the process, I die. That should scare the hell out of Jerome because you don't give a damn about nobody but yourself.
Absolutely. And
You don't care
he
about
should
nobody but
know this
yourself.
because she hasn't consulted him in pretty much anything, including the cop that she had on the payroll.
She just makes the decision and makes him go along with it.
Mm-hmm.
I know you don't like this, but it's what we got to do. Well, maybe not.
Facts.
Maybe not. Maybe we find someone else to buy Coke from because apparently Franklin found one yesterday. Like he found one very quickly.
Facts.
Like who is Franklin's new supplier?
Well, no, and right now he stole the drugs from them.
Yeah, but it's been weeks, fam. Like he's making millions again. So
That's
what are we doing?
I don't know. Outside of that, I have no idea.
Like he's still selling the Coke that he sold from them?
He must have stole a lot of coke from him. I don't know. I don't know, bro.
Ah, from being used to moving metric tons to now still surviving off of stolen asset. Yeah. They must have caught them right after the re-up, huh? They got it right after they got their shipment.
Something.
Maybe.
You saw the trailer, so any thoughts on what the trailer had in it? Aside from the call.
I was gonna say I think we did all of that.
Right.
I think we talked very thoroughly about what we expect.
Alright, fair enough. Any other thoughts on Snowfall season 6, episode 4 or 5? Damn,
Nope,
coming
great
up
episode.
on the end. Sheesh. Alright, so
other stuff is sneaking up those, man. I was saying last night that I watched Snowfall, and then when Snowfall was done, I went and watched Mandalorian.
I saw that. Well, I saw you say that.
That was nice back to back.
Yeah.
Of course you didn't see Mandalorian. It's TV. You don't watch
Star
that
Wars.
stuff.
I don't watch that stuff. Anyway.
Hold on, give me a second. Give me a second.
Here you go again with this shit. Alright. Well, in that case, I am going
Don't do nothing.
I'm going to change my background to Bel Air because I never do that shit.
Oh. Well,
so, in that case, you are on your own.
What up, folks? How's everybody doing tonight? How many people we got in here? We got 11 people watching. Thank you to all 11. For sure.
Absolutely.
How's everybody enjoying this season of Snowfall? Snowfall. Oh. What the hell is that? Oh, is that the background for?
It's the background, bro. It's the best I could do on short notice. In West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground where I spend most of my days.
We don't need that.
All right, you're a hater. It's cool. Anyway, are you ready to talk about Bel Air?
Sure.
Bel Air season 2, episode 3, Compromised. Will's homeboy is talking shit after the game that they apparently won. While he's upset that Will is playing Kobe ball again, the team is one win away from states. Will promises that if need be, he'll work with the team. Any thoughts on bro? Yeah, thank you.
Like, bro, I'm jacking. Doc told me to shoot. I'm gonna shoot.
Yeah, because West Philly Will is back.
You need to let that die.
I agree. That shit is trash. That shit is trash.
I'm West Philly Will now.
Okay. Cool.
More trash than I ever been.
You're in Bel Air now. Act like it. I'm more trash than ever. Lisa finally gets a word in edgewise and invites herself over to Protest Central. Do the Banks ever get a moment alone in their house? They do everything in their house. Like, relax. Enjoy your home by yourselves for one weekend.
Nah, fam. When you got a house like that, you got to share it. At least with me, because I'm going to show up all the time. I'm showing up every day for some reason.
Carlton admits that he tried to call off the protest, but that shit ain't happening. It seems Miss Basson will do anything to get this protest to stop, including putting Carlton's founder award on the line, which is some bitch ass shit.
Op. I knew she was an op. I knew it. And it's no surprise that it comes at some some stake or some circumstance for her if it actually ends up being embarrassing for the school because she's the head of the BSU, or she's the adult in the room for the BSU, the advisor.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I kind of read that. People will sometimes put roadblocks in your path because your path may affect theirs, especially if they're in a higher position, if they can do something to affect your future. So it's honestly a very realistic depiction of how sometimes these things get broken down. I found it interesting though that like a common theme throughout this episode, while they're obviously putting activism at the forefront, they do a lot to challenge how we ask or who we ask to lead these movements, right? And the level of expectation that we put towards celebrities or just leaders in general to do it all for us.
Yeah.
Like it was about 3 or 4 times this episode where I was like, "Well, you do it. No, you do it, bruh. Just you do it." Like I'm like, and everybody was just making it like a thing. Like, no, it has to be you because X reason, Y reason. It was just like people using their angst or your mutual wanting of something to change to try to pressure you to be the instrument of that change.
Yeah.
Relative to whatever status or power you have. I don't think that's what makes someone a leader. But people see influence, they see money, they see power. They say, "Okay, you got to say it. You got to do it for people to actually listen." And that's not it's not always how it goes.
Agreed.
So I thought it was an interesting challenge to the whole youthful progressive activism because it's not always ironclad.
Yeah. Yeah. Ashley is concerned about Tatiana Ali and believes she caused it all to happen. The fam attempts to give her advice, but she doesn't believe that things will get better. The house is all setting up signs and shit for Tatiana Ali. Carlton is serious about what's going on, but Will believes this is Carlton's chance to get with Yasmin.
The teacher's name is Miss Hughes, and this is
Tatiana
another one of
Ali.
them. It's Miss Hughes, and the only this is another one of them instances where it's like it's something unfair that's having some undue influence over Carlton right now. Like homegirl, I don't know how much she knows about Carlton's situation, about his anxiety, probably nothing, but she's definitely utilizing Carlton's attraction to her to get him to do what she wants in terms of how it affects the BSU,
Facts.
which is
Oh yeah.
unfair. Even if y'all are both in agreement about wanting to fight a social norm or a policy or the administration, it's wrong of her to kind of curtail Carlton's attraction to her into him being an activist for her cause.
Unfair and wrong. So is life. That is normal, everyday shit.
Sure, it is. It is, but at the same time, we're getting a mac or a micro look at it right now. And so it's interesting to actually break down because how much of this is actually coming from Carlton at all. He's got pressure from his baby sister because that was her favorite teacher. He's got pressure from his cousin who's trying to help him ingratiate himself with black people.
Yeah.
He got pressure coming from the girl that he likes because she's a little bit more radical than he is and is calling him to do more, and he knows that if he doesn't, he'll probably turn her off. So he's got all these external forces
Pulling them
pancaked
all in
onto
different.
an idea that he had about all of this, maybe not the ones that they had. Excuse me. And it's forcing him to make larger steps than what he's comfortable to make.
Sure. Sure. I agree. Uncle Phil pulls Will aside and lets him know that things may be happening with Carlton's anxiety due to them lowering his meds, so to keep an eye on him. Uncle Phil also lets Will know that he is not 100% about weird ass Doc, who we don't see this episode. We get a nice little break from Doc, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
go ahead. No, you go.
Now I'm going on to the next scene, so go say what you were going to say.
So with the thing with Uncle Phil telling Will about Carlton, I think that maybe we have that conversation together. I think it's going to come back to bite him in the ass. Well, we already see it coming to bite him bite at least Will at the end of this episode. But like, that's not how I would have gone about that. I don't think. Because now it's like, well, yeah, we're letting you get off your meds, but I still don't trust you, so I need a spy.
Yeah.
That's what that feels like.
Yep.
And it seems like Phil is that type of parent that's like, he tries to compensate for his children's shortcomings by like ruling over their processes or their he's over controlling.
He's a
So
helicopter dad.
he ends up offending or overstepping, trying, with good intentions, but the roadway to hell is paved with that. And so he ends up overstepping in a very harsh way. And I feel like we're headed that way for Carlton, which might be a big break for him in the season.
I mean, how do you develop? How do you bump your head and learn from it if your parents there to always keep you safe from bumping your head?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
Coco Jones asks Aunt Viv about how they feel about Jazz because she doesn't feel they're keeping things 100. Viv tells her that she loves Jazz but can't speak for Uncle Phil. Yasmin wants Carlton to give a speech because the students would expect something coming from her, the president of the BSU, but Carlton comes from money, and so
see, this is that's wrong. So with the what was the first thing we were talking about? It was
Jazz and Coco Jones and
Jazz, yeah. So we were talking about that a little bit last week about how they were going to handle it. You notice now that they've clearly defined where the awkwardness is coming from now. So it's not a mom thing. It's Uncle Phil for some reason who has the problem with Jazz. And so that's going to be a little bit easier to work over than both of them having a problem with their daughter dating a young entrepreneur who just doesn't happen to be rich at this moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that it's a little bit easily worked. I don't know if they went back and looked at that prior scene. It was like, that doesn't really work because how do we explain this?
Mm-hmm.
Now they push it off onto Uncle Phil, and they'll probably have a little mini arc between
a helicopter dad,
Phil
and so he wants to watch over everything going on.
Yep. Makes a lot more sense than, you're dating a poor black, huh? We have better intentions for you.
Okay, so Carlton comes to the realization that because he's such a house nigga, he's the perfect person to speak.
Hey, yo, what?
Carlton is such a house nigga. Right? He's like the perfect house nigga to go ahead and speak for this situation.
Except he wouldn't make it in the house.
Okay, fair enough. Fair.
But it's unfair. There's so many people manipulating him in this episode, and it's really weird because no one sees it. It's because it's all over the shroud of Miss Hughes and the protests that they're able to convince themselves that they're doing it for a good cause. No, chick, excuse me, president of the BCU, it would absolutely make sense and everyone would expect it, but that is your job as the president of this organization who organized this entire thing. Just because it was Carlton's idea doesn't make him the front runner or the leader, but your idea that, he's the one that people typically see as the good black, so let me march you out there because you're using him in the same way the white administration, or the way you're saying the white administration uses him, as this shining example. You're just twisting it around now to fit your narrative. That's not fair.
You know what would impact more than having their token black? You giving a fire-ass speech because you're the one that knows everything that's going on, not him.
Like, you didn't just walk into these meetings 2 weeks ago and give a couple suggestions. Like, you're the president of the organization. It should absolutely be you.
Yes.
And then Will got the same shit going on, right? Like, I don't know if it's just making himself feel better, how he's, like, shoveling Carlton towards this girl. Like, bro, you've already done your job. You've already done the work. Like, back off. Back off, fam. And then, what I'm sure you'll probably get to in the last part of the episode was completely self-serving. Was absolutely self-serving. Yeah. Because that whole saga, we'll get there. I don't want to skip ahead in the episode. But yeah. There's a lot of selfish shit going on this episode.
For sure. Speaking of more selfish shit, Lisa is talking to the tall, light-skinned nigga who originally had beef with Carlton. Seems like he keeps getting curved, and Will seems to think he still doesn't have a chance despite no one being in the way. Oh, well, except Will's being a hating ass, cock-blocking ass nigga. So now he just inserts himself in the way for no good reason, because he doesn't... Isn't he with homegirl? Like, why are you...
No, he ain't with nobody.
No, that's facts. That's facts.
He ain't with
That's
nobody.
Facts.
This is that annoying high schooler stuff. Oh, I didn't realize I really wanted you until you found somebody else. It's stupid. It's dumb. It's cringy to a certain degree. But again, we are talking about teenagers, and they're trying to write this as if these people are in high school. And that's absolutely what a high school basketball star would have done with his girlfriend at some point. Broke up with her for no apparent reason because he's going through some emotional stuff, and then sees her entertaining other men and is like, oh no, I really wanted her, and is doing weird stuff to try to get her back. Yeah, that's absolutely what a 16, 17-year-old boy would do.
Yep, and he can rationalize it, but it doesn't make any absolute sense at all.
It's like, oh, I love you so much, Lisa, but I just can't be with you until you go over there with that tall and light skin. Come here. Come here.
Gets his name wrong intentionally. Like, okay, all right, bro.
Like, oh, you being a real loser right now, huh? You really going for it.
All right. Aunt Viv wants Coco Jones to curate her work. Coco turns that shit down because she mad busy with Karuchi's content creator house. Coco then says Viv needs an assistant, and Aunt Viv asks Lisa to. Jeffrey pulls up and lets Aunt Viv know that Tatiana Ali showed up. Instead of being happy that a legendary child star has shown up to her front door, Aunt Viv is confused, as is Uncle Phil, according to G.
Because that shit is wild. Like, now, I was thinking in my head, I was like, they're going to try to say that she organized her own protest for her firing. Like, it just looks weird. Like,
it looked mad weird.
Like, and uncomfortable. Like, ew.
So speaking on it, lo and behold, Tatiana Ali is in the house, and while I know her message, Tatiana Ali is in the house, and while I know her message of encouragement seems like it came from the right place, her being there just creeped me out a little bit. Like, you're the teacher, stay in school.
She should almost be kind of, no, I appreciate it, but y'all don't have to do this on my behalf. You should kind of be more worried about whether or not all these kids are going to get suspended than them fighting to get her job back, which is likely not going to be the result.
Yeah, no, go ahead, do that shit. Give me my job back.
Go get him. Let's go.
Like, relax.
You about to let the dogs up.
Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv meet up about Tatiana Ali and how her case seems like a long shot. Aunt Viv seems to suggest they need to shoot for the stars. Carlton is going over the speech with Yasmin, and there seem to be a lot of smiles happening. Among complimenting each other, Yasmin and Carlton start to kiss, but Coco busts in the door in this big-ass house. Nobody knows how to knock in this house.
Yo, fam, first of all, yeah, you're right. This is a big-ass house, and you're walking in my door right now.
And kicking in the door at that, like she fucking bust in like the Kool-Aid Man.
My door is hella closed, fam. It's the middle of the day, and my door is closed. Please don't just be walking in your teenage brother's room when his door is closed.
Facts.
Please stop. Don't do that ever again.
Yo, you could have walked in on something way worse.
Wow. Wow.
Just saying.
A whole session. Please do not ever walk into the teenage boy's room when the door is completely shut.
She tripping. I'm surprised this house doesn't have locks and that they would allow them to... I just feel like the Banks family is okay with them having locks on their door. Just throwing it out there.
I don't think they was doing anything initially that would have required him to lock the door, and that shit looks hella weird if you just start off the situation locking the door.
For sure.
Like, that's just hella weird.
That's a little nuts.
So I can understand the door being unlocked. I can't understand Hillary busting into this man's room like that. Like,
nah. She kicked in the door, waving the 4-4. Anyway, Uncle Phil wants the kids to plan out something specific before they march, But the kids seem to think they should at least still protest to raise awareness. Yasmin, by looking at him and smiling at him, puts the battery in Carlton's back to stand up for the protest.
Yeah, what you doing? I agree. Okay. Yo, Carlton, you about to malfunction, fam. Stop. Stop.
For sure. Apparently, the middle school sent an email that says they can't protest, so Carlton and Will promise that they will hold it down for Ashley. Coco Jones is giving someone a tour of the house, and Bel Air decided to use this as a perfect chance for product placement. Don't insult me, Bel Air. Simply Spike Peach does not need your product placement. Relax.
Hey, I thought that was pretty dope. That they got Simply Spike to actually get a product in the show.
Sure, but Jesus Christ. I wish I had a counter for how many times I heard Simply Spike Peach.
Simply Spiked. Like, they kept saying it like, Simply Spiked. You know any normal black person is going to call that joint Simply.
Yes.
Or Simply Peach. They're not going to be saying Simply Spiked. But Simply Spiked. But Simply Spiked. It was like, you.
They put the actor voice on for Simply Spiked.
They gave them a quota. You need to say Simply Spiked in this episode 42 times.
Facts. Now I know. Simply Spiked. I'm going to go get some afterwards. Like,
yeah, relax. I'm about to go get some Simply Spiked. It's in my brain.
All right. Nathan Moore says Ashley was hella problematic. Yeah, a little bit. Who
was?
Ashley. I wouldn't say not necessarily in this episode, but I just think
she's problematic. Ashley, the little
girl. You know what? She didn't really do shit. She just got the books. So yeah, no, the Karen was problematic. She do? The Karen was fucking problematic.
Like, what did she do?
She
got
accepted a book.
Birthday party. She's still like she's plot dressing. You know what I mean? So like they don't give Ashley a whole bunch to do. It ain't really nothing important going on with Ashley. I guess they're trying a little bit more now. But like what opportunity did she have to be?
He meant Hillary.
Oh yeah, no, Hillary was tripping. Yeah, she was bugging. She was tripping.
She was tripping when she kicked in the door.
She giving Carucci way too much leeway. Way too much benefit of the doubt. She over here selling this boof-ass drink. And it's like, fam. First of all, I brought you into this situation with this house. You wouldn't have known nothing about it. Wouldn't have been no opportunity for you. And you trying to sell this old snake elixir, this snake oil drink that ain't nobody buying. Like, what you got going on?
We'll talk about that in a second. The high school is being told that they will be suspended from school and extracurriculars if they go through with the protests. Everyone seems down at first.
What did you say? Wait. What'd you say? They'll be suspended from what?
School.
School and what?
And extracurriculars.
Extracurriculars like what? What does that consist of?
Sports like basketball. I think one of them said lacrosse.
Well, no, we need to go no further than that. What does Will play?
Basketball.
Does it make okay? So I wanted to lay that out for what is to come in the coming events.
Fair enough. Everyone seems down at first, but Will and the basketball team are still with them, along with a few other sports teams. Carlton is now faced with a real dilemma. Everyone in the BSU seems unsettled about the suspension, but Will states that they are just trying to divide everyone and that they would not suspend every black student there. Carlton uses that to leverage a conversation with a small delegation, being 2 people, of students instead of the protesting. And so we'll talk about that in just a second.
So Paul's right here. There's a point where they Will's right? Like, we got too many numbers for them to just say we're going to suspend anybody. So that gives us leverage to negotiate something. Mm-hmm. Right? So your black ass don't have to go out here and get suspended to make a point. Will. Right? He doesn't like it. Why? Because that's not enough attention. That's not West Philly Will. West Philly will fight the law. West Philly will fight the power. We don't concede shit. We ain't concede nothing, sucker. West Philly will. You feel me? It's
No.
about the attention. It's about the vibrato. It's not about the activism. I didn't like some of the stuff, but I liked how they addressed activism in this episode because it was a very balanced view if you were paying attention. They showed some of the more genuine and needed parts of activism dealing with Miss Hughes. But then they also show how a lot of this stuff with young folks, like I'll count myself a part of it to a certain degree, because I mean I was there. But have this idea of what it means, right? So like if you went into this saying that the curriculum's fucked, the rules that the teachers have are fucked, and we're not adequately represented in the literature that we learn here at school. And then they acquiesce, I guess, all three of those things to you for the better, and it's still not enough because we didn't get to go out in front of cameras and chant and yell and scream and embarrass the school. So what was actually the purpose? Was it to do all that to the school, or was it to get what you wanted?
Fair enough.
What are we out to do? Are we out to just make waves to get people to pay attention to us? Or are we
Actually trying to
working
make
towards a
change.
goal? Are we trying to get something done? Are we trying to get something for what it is that we're sacrificing?
Yeah. All right. Karuchi has a photo shoot with her weak-ass, wheatgrass alcoholic drink. Coco pulls up to talk about the deal she's trying to strike with Simply Spiked. But Karuchi ain't listening. Karuchi puts a pin in their conversation and says they'll talk later.
You know what? The first time she pulled up, I actually wasn't mad at her. It's like you are literally pulling up in the middle of my photo shoot, asking me why I can't pay attention to you. Like, literally, there's a lot going on, so this probably ain't the best way to do it.
For sure.
Now, leaving me waiting for you for an hour after that?
Yeah, no, fuck what you talking about.
That's dead. That's dead. Especially because they offered me the deal without you.
Yeah. Yep.
They offered me this deal without you. So if you're gonna be stank, yeah, your little Simply Spike deal or whatever, you gonna do that to me? Cool. Kick rocks. Go sell garbage grass juice to whoever's gonna buy it.
Facts. Jeffrey is now attempting to play Hitman Hacker on Uncle Phil's computer. What is this nigga up to?
Hey yo, I have no idea what the fuck he owned. I don't know what he owned. I have no clue. I don't know what that's about.
Talk about problematic.
The one thing that I thought about though while he was doing that was maybe Phil has information on his son that he doesn't want to give Jeffrey.
That's the only thing I can see.
You know, or he's a sleeper cell agent for somebody else. He done picked up while he was out on his hiatus. Like, he working for Fred. He working for Shiny Head Fred, Tony Rob.
Oh, God.
He working for Shiny Head Fred.
God damn it.
He turned double agent.
I actually thought that for 1 second. I'm like, nah, that can't be it. That can't be it.
He done turned double agent for Shiny Head Fred, Tony Rob.
Nah. Uncle Phil gives Jeffrey a gift of cigars due to his fresh start. He then explains that he needs Jeffrey to go check on Jimmy Lewis from the firm because he don't trust that nigga. Wrong nigga. Wrong nigga to not trust.
I was wondering when that was going to come back up because he was acting weird when Phil came back to the office. He's like, yeah, buddy, yeah, no, we'd love to have you back. We didn't expect you to be here, but it's cool. We'll work around it. It's great.
The call is coming from inside the house. Wrong nigga not to trust right now. I'm just saying. The principal has the... Oh, go ahead. What's up? The principal has the convo with Yasmin, Carlton, and Miss Bazin. Carlton playing both sides a little bit, but he comes into the BSU and explains that the walkout can happen without anyone without anyone getting suspended. The school has reviewed the curriculum and they will institute a review board with student members. It seems he started with all the good shit and Yasmin makes him tell all the rest, which the walkout can't include any signs, chants, or speeches. Not that bad of a deal, but what the hell is a protest without any of those things?
Fam, listen to me. The one thing that I learned from doing this shit right here, Iota Phi Theta pledging, learn to think. Learn to think. If you know, you know. Learn to think. They said you can't have any signs and you can't make any speeches. Okay. So what stops us from getting in, right in the middle of the quad as a whole and standing there with our fist up? What stops you from? They said no speeches. They didn't say you couldn't sing. They didn't say you couldn't talk. You know what I mean? Like, learn to think. Do something clever. Don't rage against the concession, especially when you are willing to concede nothing. It was all good when you heard you got the review board, when they were going to review the rule, they got the teacher fired. It was all good when you got those things.
Yeah.
Now, all of a sudden, it doesn't work at all, and it's totally a betrayal because y'all can't chant and scream. And then to double back to the conversation that was happening with the principal and that advisor, look at the situation that Carlton was put in. I have this girl who has this unrealistic expectation of me, like I'm the new Malcolm X that I like, that's sitting right here next to me as I'm speaking.
Facts.
I have the principal of the school. I have the black advisor of the BSU that I know is not on our side because she's vying for a new position and she's standing right there. Mm-hmm. And I'm supposed to negotiate something on the behalf of the black students without also damaging my educational future.
Yeah.
Off of this one issue. So I guess they just expected Carlton to go out there and be Braveheart and literally just die.
Yeah.
But is that not what we expect from people sometimes?
Yes.
Do we not expect people to fall on the sword and forget about the money and forget about their livelihood, forget about how they pay their bills, and just stand up?
Sometimes even unreasonably.
You do it. Not me. I'm not going to follow you, but maybe you doing it will inspire more people. Not me, but other folks.
Right. Right.
It's an unrealistic expectation, and it all kind of keeps with this theme of what is real activism is what I got from this episode.
Gotcha. Will is upset. My phone just decided to, I don't know what it just did. Anyway, Will is upset because he states that if the authority is okay with what you're doing, then what you're doing is wrong. Yasmin agrees, and Carlton freaks out because
it's so simple, though. That's so simple. That's a very easy way to define progress for a person who ain't never progressed anything. It's very easy to say that, like, oh, if they like you, then I mean, we can apply that to a lot of things. Don't get me wrong. It's not completely wrong. It's just it's a weird take to have because what did you expect to happen? Did you expect to get the teacher back, get the rule changed, update the curriculum, and then still be able to walk out there and rant and rave and scream?
Yeah, bro.
Is that what you legitimately thought was going to happen? Because that's not a realistic. That's not even good being a good leader.
Yeah.
Because you are setting people on an unrealistic thought path, on a track that's going to lead them to, if we don't get every last thing that we asking for, it was an abject failure.
Yeah.
Which is, if that's how you judge activism, you're going to find yourself calling a lot of things you do failures.
That's a fact. Okay. So Yasmin agrees with Will, and Carlton freaks out because they have a plan in place. Yasmin says they need to make it seem like they'll do the protest the school's way, but then not. Karuchi is an hour late to meet with Coco Jones, and this bitch still talking about her trash-ass drink as opposed to Simply Spiked. Karuchi thinks
I was so glad that Hillary just straight up told her, like, bro, nobody knows about your drink, fam. Nobody's drinking that.
Your drink is not comp to Simply. Shut up.
Second of all, Karuchi got legs like Victor Cruz. They used to work out in the gym with each other. She looked like she can go hit a 40-yard dash right now.
What is her 40 time?
Sub 4.4 for sure.
You think so?
For sure. She's moving. Did you see her calves?
I did. Sub 4.4 though? Not a 4.4 flat?
For sure.
Okay.
Victor Cruz got her right.
The clock hits 11 and Carlton walks out, but not before leaving his jacket in class for whatever reason. Carlton then leads everybody out.
I thought that was the start of something. I thought that was going to be the silent protest, like we all going to take our jackets off and leave them in the school or whatever, and maybe we do something.
Nobody else did that shit.
Like, no,
he just left his jacket there for whatever reason. Carlton then leads everybody out. Carlton then tells everyone to take pics and videos, and then he goes live with this boring ass speech, kinda. Drew hates on Bro's current plan, but it seems that the school already trashing banners. The people want Carlton to make a speech on top of a table, and Bro starts having a panic attack.
Because he wasn't built for all of this. And on top of that, he doesn't believe in a lot of how they're going about it.
Sure. And then on top of that, he's losing an opportunity.
He knows that, I think in his heart of hearts, he knows that some of this is going beyond what it is they were trying to do, but Will is making him exponentially more popular at his own school. Old girl seems to be his new love interest, so he will do anything for her.
Yeah.
And so it's like it led him in this dangerous place. Now, the interesting thing, so he tells Will, "Don't you dare tell my dad," which already tells me that he knew exactly. He might as well say the shit right in front of Carlton. That's why I brought it up earlier on in the discussion, because Carlton knew. He knew. He didn't just know that somebody was watching him. He knew exactly who they would ask. Right? Yep. So that is another layer of anxiety, because if he messes up anything in this public sphere of him, leading this protest, his parents are surely to find out about it and attribute that to him lowering down his meds.
Yeah, for sure. As things seem to be winding down, Will takes off with the banner that they took down and the principal sees him. That's when Will he goes to the roof and unrolls the huge Black Teachers Matter sign and throws up a fist, then leaves everyone in a chant, stealing all of Carlton's potential thunder.
So remember I asked you what it is that Will stands to lose from all of this, right? We were talking about being suspended from extracurriculars.
Mm-hmm.
Will pushed old girl and Carlton to go further than what was agreed upon in the meeting. Will, when Carlton is having the panic attack, instead of getting Carlton the fuck out of there so he can calm down, runs to the roof, drops the banner, which almost assures his suspension, and ultimately does nothing for the protest. What did he do?
It made everyone chant.
You got a viral moment, bro. You right. All that shit that they just agreed to in the office is null and void, and you're suspended, and you can't play basketball.
He did it for the cause, bro.
No, he didn't. He did it for himself. He's West Philly Phil. West Philly Will. West Philly Will does things the way that he feels are right, and no one else can take him off of that. West Philly Will says, if the protest is okay with the administration, it ain't far enough. We gotta piss him off. Force him to suspend me. Suspend me? Throw away the key. I ain't afraid to stay in this big mansion that my uncle owns for 5 days. Right? It's easy for Will to take these swings. One, because he cares as much about the cause as he cares about himself. Number one, it's not all about what it is they're fighting for.
Sure.
And then number two, he has this attitude that any acquiescence to someone else in their guidance right now is like he's allergic to it. Can't listen to his teammates, can't listen to his uncle, can't listen to Carlton. Anytime someone tries to give him advice this season, he runs from it like it's the plague. It does the exact opposite.
That would make sense because A, everyone tells him that he does so well because he does well at sports and all that shit. B, he never gets held accountable for anything like this. So what?
No, fam.
If he does get held accountable, it's for an episode.
Yeah, look at the people who have tried to talk Will off of his bullshit all season. Jazz, Lisa, Carlton,
Jeffrey.
I just went through some. Who?
Jeffrey.
Shit. His teammate. Carlton team. Again with the protest. The coach. Look how many people. What person other than Uncle Phil, and that was more of a reconciliation than it was giving advice.
Sure.
right? Because he's trying to tell him about Doc. Like, I don't know. We'll see what's going on. And he ain't trying to hear it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Who has he acquiesced to? Who has he listened to? Whose counsel has he taken as bond?
Doc.
Yet, not a friend, not a family member, not an elder, no one except for Doc.
Doc
And
and
that's the nigga
Jackie.
that he's seeking out.
And
That's
Jackie.
someone that he's seeking out, not someone who sought him out to give counsel and to bring him forward, but somebody that you sought after. Is the only person in your life you'll listen to?
Again, he only listens to people when they're bigging him up. And when they're not, fuck him.
Cause he West Philly will.
He listened to the
West Philly will
team.
don't care.
He listened to the team at the beginning of the episode when they were like, "Oh yeah, we're one win away from states, but look, man, start playing like a team." And he just, yeah, I'll start playing like a team, whatever.
Yeah,
The boy is wilding.
yeah.
If anybody is problematic, it's him, not Coco Jones.
Shout
Coco
out to
Jones
Coco.
is just trying to tell Karuchi, look, your drink is trash. I'm trying to get us some real money in here.
Hey, but like, I don't even think I would have made it to the second conversation with her. I was hitting you up about it. You wasn't responding. I came down here. You too busy. Okay, cool. This one might just be for me. This one just might be for me. You know what I'm saying? You got wheatgrass disaster. I have simply spiked. So, let's just
You have to
we can
say it
split
like the
up on this
actors.
one.
I have simply spiked.
Yeah. I have simply spiked. You have green boo boo. Nobody wants that.
Facts. Nathan Moore says,
"Oh, you notice though? Notice, did she ever try to cut Hillary in on that?
No. What?
Besides just bringing the standee to her little sister's birthday party, did she ever try to cut Hillary in?
No.
Hillary tried to bring her in on the Simply Spike thing, right? You didn't want it because you got your own thing. You've never tried to get me involved in that. So this should be fine then, right? Should be cool.
I don't know, man. We'll see. Nathan Moore said his mama hasn't called these last few episodes, which is a fact.
Well, yeah, she hasn't, which is weird. They usually talk all the time, right? I wonder if there's something going on with that. Maybe mama got a little, you know what I'm saying? She done found her a little round the way gentleman to take her out on Friday nights. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, she getting her groove back.
Well, you remember what happened in the actual show with his mom and the boyfriend?
Yeah.
That was a whole arc, right? Mm-hmm. So that's hey.
What if they retcon it to make it? Because if you remember, her sister was the one that ended up dating a white guy.
I think that's what they're going to do, honestly. I think that's where they're going. Because they haven't really brought all the sisters into it yet, right? I haven't seen all the sisters yet.
And I don't think they will.
Huh?
I don't think they will. It's a lot to bring in.
Even if they do, let's say that they do have the other two sisters show up, they're not going to have enough space and or time to expand on their background. We already know Vi. We know who she is. So it's not going to be that much of a stretch for her to pop up with a white guy, and then we only have to stick in that dynamic to explain it.
Yeah.
With the other ones, we want to explain who they are, what they do, where they come from. It's not going to be as big of a shock with one of them being with a white guy. Yeah. So I do think they'll make it Vi. And that'll be probably post whatever's going on with this Doc arc, I think.
You know what I was going to say? Who should play a sister would be who played Hillary in the original one.
Oh, yeah.
But then I'm like, man, Viv is like dark, and fucking Vi is not so dark, and then you've got old Hillary.
Black people pop out all different type of colors.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
It ain't that big of a hole.
For sure. Any other thoughts on
even Vivian and Viola are two completely different skin tones. So it's not out of the realm of possibility they got another light-skinned sister sitting around somewhere.
Nuts. All right. Any other thoughts on Bel Air season 2, episode 3?
Man, we got out of here in under 2 hours. Look at us. Look at us. Look at that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This time we didn't get as much engagement from the chat, though. We got a little bit, though. Shout out to the chat.
Hey, it's all good, man. We got weeks to go.
Yes,
for sure. We appreciate everybody that showed up tonight.
For sure.
Keep rocking out with us.
Yes, and
For
Power
Snowfall and Bel Air.
is coming up soon, and we are going to do what is this? Swarm.
Yep.
They won't be
Yep. Yep.
lives, but make sure you tap in with us. Any other thoughts? Any other comments?
That's it for me. Rewatch game. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, just like all the other videos. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? You get
Share
200
it
people
out.
coming back watching the rewatch. We should have 50 likes.
Look at you putting a number on it. Yeah,
Let's
no.
do
Make
it.
sure you share with people who enjoy Snowfall and Bel Air. We have
Absolutely. Absolutely.
insightful and funny conversations about both of them. So
I
make sure you
talk to
share.
people that have watched every season of Snowfall and haven't come to a live chat yet. It makes me cry. So tell you folks.
Yikes. Anyway, on that note, we are out.
All right, y'all.